morning, everybody. Good morning, and welcome to today's episode of Market Check, brought to you by BB. There is no second best daily YouTube live stream to talk about markets. I'm Snorlax. You guys also know me, of course, as Tommy. I'm also joined by Louis Tuesday. It is Tuesday, and we'll be joined by Tucker here in just a little bit. But until then, he'll probably be here by the time I'm done waffling about my little intro. But I hope you've all had a great start to your week, a fantastic Tuesday. We got another big week here in markets to break down for you. So I hope that you're not going anywhere. I assume that's why you're here. We are expecting, I'm sure, some more volatility to manifest itself in markets here over the coming weeks. Obviously, we have Powell speaking on the 18th. We have CPI tomorrow. We have a presidential debate tomorrow. Will that mean anything for prices and markets? But thus far this week, it's kind of been, it looks like it's been mostly flat. Like if I were to have charted the weekly opens, we pumped yesterday a little bit. We're a little red today, but I mean, that's marginally speaking, right? It's basically flat. The week has still yet to take shape to really form that directionality that we know that it will probably have in the month of September. September does always yield some of the highest realized volatility across all markets, which is exciting if you're a market participant, right? But before we can start cooking, before we can start sharing that big, juicy alpha, and I hope you will not wait until Tucker gets here to do this, but please smash the like button for me, for BB, and for you too, because we are ultimately going to cook and give you all of our analysis based on how many likes that you get. So there is a little bit of a what would you call a social credit system, Louis, based on the like button? Or maybe we just call it the social credit system, the BB social credit system. Somewhere,
use it or lose it.
Just smiling down on me, but regardless, guys, if you can smash that like button for us, we would be very, very appreciative. And I'm sure I'll bug you again. You might even see soybeans. Unless you hit the like button quick enough that I don't have to show you soybeans, which would be great. And welcome, Tucker. The Patriots are
boys.
I was Tucker, you missed them. You missed me telling them about our social credit system with the like button.
Oh man.
The Patriots are back though, so they don't have to worry about that.
You don't have to hear about the WEF anymore. All right, good.
But yeah, I mean, just kind of like a broader overview of markets. I did kind of mention it earlier. We are more or less flat on the week. Bitcoin and crypto were a little bit green yesterday. They're a little bit red today. We're probably still a little bit green on the week, if I had to guess. True over in tech equities as well. But it's difficult to, I think, discern too much of directionality before all of the catalysts that we have coming up here on the horizon, which we've already kind of talked about a little bit. We have CPI tomorrow. Will the markets, the thing I'm curious about with CPI, guys, is because last week we had good unemployment data, and for the first time it didn't explicitly pump the market. The market actually sold off. What happens with CPI tomorrow? Was that just a product of positioning into it, or is this kind of the new paradigm that we have post Jackson Hole? This is something that we've kind of been discussing here over the last few weeks. I think it's an interesting dynamic to pay attention to, but like I said, no shortage of volatility, in my opinion, coming our way, given that we have CPI and, of course, Jerome Powell, Big Daddy Chairman Powell, speaking next week. When I look across the board, though, at other charts, I mean, beta seems to be very heavily correlated to Bitcoin and ETH right now, at least in the crypto space. I imagine equity markets are pretty similar. I think markets are still, obviously, we have fund managers slowly but surely getting back from vacation post Labor Day. Liquidity kind of took the summer off, as I'm sure a lot of you guys already know. Liquidity will also be coming back. So I think that this is kind of like a push and pull process that we'll have here over the next few weeks ahead of a Q4 that we anticipate will probably be quite bullish. But that's enough waffling for me, guys. Let's open up the panel. Let's get everybody's thoughts on the market. Let's look at the comment section. I see we've already got a super chat from To The Moon. Shout out to you, To The Moon. We very much appreciate the super chats. And I mean, more than anything, we appreciate that you're tuning in here every day. So welcome. But yeah, guys, how are we doing, and what are we seeing in the markets today?
See you on the moon.
How you doing, Louis? How you doing? Let me put you up.
Doing good. How are you doing, sir? No button down today. I'm surprised.
No button down. No button down. Feeling floral today, brother.
Still rocking the florals though. Love it. Love to see it. Yeah, I mean Tuesdays, Louis Tuesdays. You know what's good about Louis Tuesdays is pumps are great. You know, pumps are good. They're always fun. You know, who doesn't love a nice old Monday pump? But Tuesday is the day where you see it. Was that a real pump? You know, Tuesdays where you get your pullbacks, Tuesdays where you get your, you know, your decision time soon. And you kind of get a little more better idea of what the market's showing us. And that's why I like charting on Tuesdays because, you know, those Monday pumps happen and Tuesdays where you get those pullbacks, you set those bids, you know, you see if your levels hold and you see if those pumps are real or not. So, and that's what's important. It's not the pump. It's the what do you hold on to? What is price kind of where does price stay after that pump? Does it hold key levels or does it retrace like we've seen almost every time? You know, in this giant consolidation we've seen. You know, I said in the Discord call this morning, I think Friday kind of felt like that was like the last kind of final push. You know what I mean? Like that was like the most they push this market, I feel like, as much as they can, you know, before the natural cycles kind of take over and kind of float these things where, you know, they usually go, which is to the upside, you know, around this part of the year, you know, going into Q4 in an election year, in a halving year. And Friday really felt like that last kind of like, all right, let's just push it. You know, we're just going to keep pushing it. Let's punish people that have been investing in crypto for the last 6 months. They got to capitulate. They got to give up. They got to sell their bags to us. And once mostly everyone is out and it's either flipped bearish or is sidelined, that's when the market and Bitcoin likes to turn around, you know, front run your major levels that everyone's watching and kind of rip your face off. And you kind of got to play catch up from there. And that's what Friday felt like to me. I'm not trying to be like, I'm not trying to call bottom here. But just being in this market for 6 years, Friday really did feel like that final, like punch in the gut because it hurt, man. It hurts. You know, we've been doing this for a long time. But that's kind of like the cost of entry for this asset class. You know, this will provide generational opportunities, in my opinion, to the people that stick around and kind of have endured that, you know, this pain and this kind of uneasy and you know, the uncertain price action we've been seeing. So that's kind of my thoughts. I'm looking for pullbacks today. We do have CPI tomorrow. So I probably would expect some just, you know, local chop today. You know, that wouldn't surprise me. We do have some left behind liquidity from yesterday's move. You know, in this area, what is this? Like 55.8, 56.3, 56.2, you know, in this white zone. You know, we can, if we kind of just chop around it and don't catch another bid here soon, we can kind of roll over into here, fill some liquidity before maybe going into CPI. You know, look for that backfill, look for that, you know, continuation after the backfill, and look for these levels to hold is kind of where I'm at right now. And then we go from there. You know, Bitcoin still has some work to do for sure. But you know, my general thesis is that it's time to you know, finalize this giant, you know, consolidation pattern that we've been forming for 6 months.
Louis, let me I'm just going to present one piece of data and then I want you to keep cooking, but this is from our Discord. Somebody posted this, but 6-month average return by day. Look at Tuesday, man. Look at Tuesday. Not good, bro.
I know it, man. Literally Tuesdays are the pullback days, always. And Mondays is the highest return because you always get those Monday pumps, and then Tuesday you find out if it was a real pump or not. and that's why I like Tuesdays for charting.
Yeah, and
purposes
this is only minus 1.25. That's not that bad. I guess it's average, but still. Tuesday, yes. Yes.
The day where the mean revertors come out to play.
Yes.
I just get to watch it. Everyone gets to have their fun on Mondays while I'm all doing other stuff, and then I come back Tuesday and I just.
Oh yeah, Louis, that's your day, and it's just so bearish, man. You got to fix that. That's on you. I'm putting that on you, bro.
Oh, it'll flip. We're getting close. We're getting close.
Man, I really just want to see us hold 56K, man. That's really all I want to see. I don't know what we're gonna get for CPI tomorrow, but I would assume it's not gonna be that bad. I would assume it's a 2-handle, right? I would assume it's like not that bad. I haven't studied the base effects of, you know, the CPI last year or whatever, right? But I don't know.
I mean,
Is there any? What do you think?
I would assume it's probably going to be cool again, right? Like that's the general of CPIs. It's just, you know, is the market going to bid afterward?
Would they bid a cool CPI?
They usually do.
I know they usually do. What's the implication that you have more bandwidth to cut, right?
No, I mean, I don't know. I'm just thinking about that unemployment print that we had last week, where it was positive. It was very positive. Whether or not the data is gamed or not, you can have a different discussion, and maybe that changes the way that we perceive unemployment prints going forward versus CPI. But the unemployment print was positive, at least just kind of like in a vacuum. And you would have, at least the behavior of the market over the last 1.5 to 2 years would have pumped the shit out of the indices shortly after, just from, you know, obviously you have hedges closed, but I mean, usually it's like a short covering rally all day, and we sold off. So I'm kind of asking myself, when Jerome Powell declared victory at Jackson Hole, did that change the way that we are forced to interpret the data?
I mean, maybe. I like that he declared victory though. What a Chad. I mean, he has high key done a good job, man. He's high key done a good job, I think. He had a tough situation in front of him, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. For the hand he was dealt.
Yeah, he was dealt a rough hand, man. I mean, these are the levels, right? Just go mark out some, you know, daily, weekly, 2-week levels. I think you probably play like this whole range tomorrow, even though it's not that big of a range, but you probably get sweeps of both tomorrow.
100%.
Like that's probably what I think happens, you know, something like that. But I think you're kind of good above 56. Yeah, we do need to manifest it. Like you're kind of, give me this. There we go. You're kind of good in here. You really do need to flip, right? This 2-week level is important, man. This down candle that just broke us down right here needs to get recovered. And you have 12 days to do it, right? You have, you know, almost 2 weeks left in this 2-week candle. It'll basically be the end of the month at that point, but yeah. I mean, the 2019 comps are pretty wild. Like they're pretty good. They're pretty similar at this point, honestly. But we'll see. Like something I pointed out the other day.
That candle is holding a lot of the weight.
Yeah. Like it feels even on the monthly.
We talked about filling some of that.
Yeah. Even on the monthly stock, right? Like, you know. But really, I like this. I like this, man. right? Where was that? You exclude
did-
COVID, that's your bottom.
Kind of like right before
How did
COVID.
stock RSI make a higher
Yeah.
low during COVID? How does that make any sense?
Because it didn't have enough time. I don't think because it happened so fast. It didn't have time to get back down here for sure. Actually, that's what
I was
happened.
bidding it. I was bidding hard.
He was bidding stock.
Protecting.
Yeah, no, this
Yes.
happened so fast. It didn't have time to come down here. That's what happened. Yeah. I mean, there was another one. Hang on. Wait, why doesn't this go back farther? There we go. Yeah, this, man.
Although you can study the chart you were just looking at. You know, we talk about a feature, not a bug, for fraud.
Yeah, yeah,
the advent of Tether basically
yeah.
responded to an immediate bull market.
Tell me, what do you think about this? What do you think about all this?
Stock RSI.
It's something I
think it
used to
looks
trade
great,
with
and
a
I'm
lot.
seeing similarities.
Quite as often anymore.
No, yeah, I'm not like trading with it, right? I never trade with it, honestly, but like similar, same, but different, you know, maybe.
There are some similarities there, yeah.
Same thing on
What were you gonna
the
say,
regular
Louis?
RSI. I was saying, like, yeah, stock RSI, you're seeing a lot of similarities, you know, of like these local bottoms, like these middle of the cycle bottoms. RSI as well. I mean, as far as the daily is concerned, I haven't looked at it on the weekly, but you know, daily RSI on Bitcoin is coming into levels that, you know, have provided basically most of the lows, you know, from the bear market lows. You know what I mean? It's like every single kind of capitulation low has come into these levels on the daily RSI, and it's usually been up from there. And that's where we're at. Probably similar. You'll probably find similarities on the weekly as well. Like look at that weekly level in between. Yeah, you have that. You have even in between the double top in 2021. Like look at that level it came into.
Yeah, this.
We're basically at that level. Yeah.
Yeah, so this level is like, if we exclude COVID, because this was COVID, so this level that it came in, it was basically like here, right? 41.
Yeah.
We're sitting at what? We're sitting at 47 right now. We got a little bounce. It came down to 45. I mean, I'm not going to be picky personally. I'm not going to be picky, but if you get like chop, I know this is like, I don't know. You can say what you want about this analysis, right? But if you get chop on the RSI around the 40 level, kind of before a post halving year, you know, it's kind of a no-brainer bid, right? But yeah, see, there's some similar, it's every cycle, right? Like there's some similarities to 2019, 2020, and there's a bunch to here also, right? Which is what we pointed out with the stock RSI. So it's a little bit of both, right? It's a little bit of both. But what we know for a fact is that every election we pump. So my brain remains off, man. We should look at others, though. We should look at this. Oh, wow. The trend line holds. The trend line holds, baby.
I'm not going to comment about the log aspect of that chart, but
we have to put it in log, Tommy, because you can't account for this data back here if you don't put it in log. You literally can't do it.
That's true.
You can't. That's the only time it makes sense to do log. Like Bitcoin log chart, yeah. But like if you talk about like, I'm trying to think of another chart that you should not put in log. I mean, like USDT.D. Can everyone recall when back in March I said this thing tapped the non-log trend line, and that's probably a top, and I didn't trade it, okay? I didn't short it, I didn't trade it, I didn't sell any spot, but I said Oh my God. We all need to recall this, man. This needs to be studied because
We didn't want to remember.
yeah, no one ever. I was told that log was the only thing that mattered, and I said in March, I said, guys, we have tapped the non-log trend line on USDT dominance, and it might be a top. And I should have just sold everything, man. I should have just sold everything.
Yeah,
But
I've been thinking about like what happened if I would have sold and then just done nothing for the last 5 or 6 months. Would my brain even, or would my mental even be healthy in that scenario? I feel like I would be just as crazy.
yeah,
You know,
I don't know what I would have been doing. You know, like what would I be doing if I wasn't just holding stuff, like trading stuff? Like what would I even be doing? I don't even know how you want to like draw some kind of resistance here, right? Like if you see what I'm talking about, like you're kind of there on dominance, right? Like you're kind of at a level you need to reject from, in my opinion. Like I'd call that
so much in 2023 or 2022.
That it what?
It's interesting that we overshot that so much in 2022.
Overshot what?
That red box.
Oh, above?
Yeah, that price action above it.
Yeah.
I'm back.
I mean, I've compared before on here the quiet similarity to this, and it's really not that. It's kind of broken at this point, but not really. I don't know, man. I think it's somewhat similar. You know, just this kind of spike nuke, you know. It kind of looks like Bitcoin from 2022. Q1 2022, you know, that's what came afterwards.
I mean, that looks cool.
Yeah, I mean, this is Bitcoin back in April of 22, right? But I don't know if you could.
I mean, that big wick was like, I mean, we were like, yep, that's it. I mean, and like what I was saying in the beginning of the show was like Friday felt like that last like push, that last like, okay, let's just push it tiny bit more. You know what I mean? That last, you filled a lot of that big wick to the upside on the USDT dominance. But I mean, you got a nice, what is that? The daily? Is it 3-day? A 3-day doji topping candle right there, and that final impulse, like. It looks cooked. They pushed it as much as they could, and I really do think things are going to start swinging the other way. Because you can't have one without the other. Eventually, things start to swing the other way. So, hopefully,
yeah. What do you guys want to look at? What are equities doing today?
What does the chat want to look at?
What does chat want to look at?
I haven't looked at the like button.
Yeah,
equities
I haven't
are
either.
green on the day.
Oh man,
S&P bounced beautifully.
The like button.
Study higher lows, Tommy. Study them. I know you said the S&P can do a higher low, but you don't think this is gonna.
No, I still think that's probably taken out that low. I'm intrigued by the price action on the VIX because it's like it really shouldn't be staying this elevated, even in complacency.
Yeah, let me do that. That's how you take out Wix, by the way, right? You just click boom.
Yeah.
And then
because if you look at the VIX like that, it looks very different, obviously, than before.
I mean, when I did, well, I don't remember when it was. I think it was Tuesday last week or maybe Friday. You know, the VIX usually bounces back to the 382 on the fib. But I mean, that would include the wick, obviously.
Wait, what are you talking
that'll
about?
put it at 30.
382.
Yeah, on the fib.
Where? So I need to reverse this, I think. So, are
Yeah,
you
if you
saying
go back,
up there? Or are you saying
I mean,
hang on,
I'm not
let's see.
saying we're gonna go there. I'm just saying I was looking at the last two pumps on the VIX.
32.
And then you kind of on all of them, that complacency shoulder bounced up to that level.
That's 32, bro. That's too
Yeah.
high, Louis. We can't have that. I refuse. Oh man, what would that be? That would be something with not CPI, probably FOMC next week.
Well, we're already kind of in it, so it'll probably be sooner than later.
Here's the thing: is that we have FOMC next week, and then Max and I are both traveling Friday to Sunday, which is not good. The timing really could not be worse for FOMC.
Yeah, but that's when Tommy's bear arc ends and his bull arc begins, because he'll be becoming a married man, and you kind of have to be a bull at that point.
That could be the final flush at Tommy's wedding.
Yeah,
the red wedding.
I'm just gonna say
The red wedding. Oh my god, bro. Yeah.
If we're nuking during my wedding, that's just I'm not even gonna be able to like handle that, like deal with it, because I'm obviously gonna be busy.
Fun fact:
I'll be closing your shorts for you, Tommy. It's fine.
2022, I was at my sister's wedding. I had low ball bids on Bitcoin at 17.5K, 17.5 on the day of her wedding. I remember just being on the dance floor and just like getting a notification on my phone, looking at my phone, like, your bid got filled at 17.5K. I was like, nice. And I just went back to dancing. But
I would
have the or what?
Well, I was souped. I got filled on that shit. I was like, all right, we're good.
Imagine letting another man.
Oh, Louis, you said limit? Oh, not limit. Not limits, bro.
The low ball bid study.
Study hiking Ashi candles, guys. Study them.
What's Remy saying? Others dominance monthly ascending triangle. Yeah, I can kind of see it, even though we kind of broke it already. We're still kind of like back at that level.
Why is that an arrow?
What would be a flat top from that?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how you'd want to draw it.
I mean, regardless, we're at that trend line, you know?
The top doesn't even matter. Yeah, the top literally doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's for the bottom trend line which matters. And then obviously I think we would have to flip those local highs there, regardless. But yeah, I wonder what I haven't looked at altcoin market cap recently either. Yeah, we bounced beautifully on altcoin market cap, which was good. Total 3, excluding ETH and BTC. That looks good as well. I mean, alts held up pretty well on Friday, and some had nice bounces over the weekend. You know, for the big move that we had on Bitcoin, you know, and Legacy. Like it seems as if there's not like many sellers left in the market as far as altcoins go. And you're seeing that. You saw that over the weekend and on Friday, for sure. Oh, he's saying put it in log.
Hang on, I will. Hang on. Oh, the magnet doesn't work down here. Well, I think this needs to be observed also. I really think that you're at this second bottom on others' dominance. I've been saying that for a minute. Like, I think you're here. Okay.
Yeah.
This red candle, I guess that was the Bitcoin breakout, though. So that's tough because it's others' dominance, right? Like, I think we should just look at, hang on, let's just do his log thing first. Ascending triangle.
Yeah,
Here
I mean, it
we
looks like it's coiling up there. If you just don't count that top in the middle.
Yeah. I like that. I like that.
Yeah. Or that.
This is
Yeah, that's
somewhat of
actually
a channel, is how I would draw it,
yeah.
probably.
Yeah, I would draw it like a channel as well.
Yeah.
Regardless,
Who
same
says,
outcome, back to channel highs.
who says I don't like DWF Labs?
Tell me
I
why.
think it's Wabi that doesn't like DWF.
Yeah,
I like
Wabi. Yeah, it's Wabi. It's Wabi who doesn't like him.
What's your thought on him?
as a trader, man, I love DWF. TRB. Thank God I wasn't caught up in the New Year's Eve carnage, though. I will say that.
There we go, boys. There we go. That's what we like to see right there. We love it. I want to go back to others, though. Win log, yes. Loggles are on. Loggles are on, guys. What am I on? The monthly? We need the
Loggles for me are like 3D glasses. I can't leave them on for too long or my eyes start to hurt.
yeah. I don't know, man. This chart. I just think you're gonna have a tough time losing like 150 bill. I think if you do, it's not good. I think if you do, you're coming back to like 80, but
I mean, it just looks like a pullback into a major level in an uptrend.
I mean,
A long one, I'll give you that, but
like it just feels like you're still like in here.
yeah.
You know.
There's a lot of a lot of I feel like I'm seeing more and more confluence with 2018 recently. It's just like we had like the last, from like October of last year to like I guess say now, it's like that was like your 2018 like pre-market like run from 3K to 14K, and then like that 4 or 5 month span where you kind of just bled back down to the lows. I mean, obviously we had COVID, but it's starting to feel more and more like that, which is what we've seen. We see it all the time. Obviously, it's not what we wanted, but it's starting to be undeniable at this point, which is. But now we're coming to the end of that, which is good. Like we're coming to the part of it where we start heading back to the upside and have the fun again. So,
What's your take on Brett, Louis?
I like Brett, and I like Brett Beta.
Brett Beta.
Brett Beta. Brett is
boomer
already
mom.
Giga Beta.
Well, you know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
I'm bullish on base in general. I think base puts Solana out of business. Not really, but I think base chain is a great solution to onboard normies onto the blockchain. You know what I mean? They could do it through Coinbase. It's quick, it's easy, it's cheap. Basically solves most of the Ethereum problems, especially in a bull market, which is the extremely high fees, and the wait times. I think it's extremely, it's seamless. It's really nice. And they could easily onboard new people to base chain through Coinbase app, and they'll be basically getting into crypto and probably trading on chain without even knowing it. So I am bullish on base chain. Basically, I like a couple micros there. I don't know if we could talk about them, but yeah, they just I'm bullish on base. So hence I'm bullish on Brett.
I think there's signal in a lot of these low caps, man. I really do. Like you're seeing obviously the entire boys club Like you're seeing just the high time frame divergences.
Yep.
RSI, stock RSI, market cipher, right? Like you're seeing it across the board.
Yeah, Pepe.
Andy, Wolf, Pepe, like first of all, Wolf really's got the coil up thing going on here, but I don't know. I feel like if we were actually like super bearish, you wouldn't there wouldn't be a floor. You know what I mean? Like you wouldn't be like holding this. You just kind of be dribbling out down here. So
Yeah, I still compare this to what we were doing back in May, on Andy.
yeah,
It's just the same thing, just on a larger time frame.
yeah, it does.
If it's not, we're in trouble. But I mean, like you said, you've seen the divergences.
If it's not, we're in trouble.
Yeah. I mean, let's be real. This chart's pretty ugly, but it's at the point where, like, if I was looking at this chart, I was like, I'd be buying here. I wouldn't be buying when we were pumping. You know what I mean? 500% in May, but I'd be buying it here. This is basically where I was buying. Back in May, I was buying before that massive pump because it looked bottomed out. Like, how much more is it going to bleed? Especially with all the backdrop of the cycle where we're at. Pepe, we're starting to see bull divs. On the daily, on the RSI, and Andy is just Pepe beta. ETH, same thing. We're starting to see bull divs on the RSI on the daily for ETH, which is indicative of a bottom. You know what I mean? So with all those things being said, these things will follow. They will follow and act as beta, and hopefully provide those higher returns that we're looking for.
Ooh, they want Caspa, Louis. Put your chart up. You're the Caspa guy.
Caspa
I haven't looked at Caspa in a few weeks.
I'm not the Caspa guy. It's not me. Never was, never will be.
For Tucker, it's like that thing that everybody keeps telling you to get into, and you're just like, I don't really have a reason why I'm not, but I don't want to.
I don't want to, man. Yeah.
All right. So here's the thing with Caspa. This was, I was super bullish. What the hell? I was super bullish up here because this looked like we were getting ready to just, ascending triangle, at range highs, freaking rip up to 25 cents, right? Instead, we kind of got this 3 drive into the high, which was obviously distributive, and then they nuked it. Does this have something to do with like Mara mining Caspa, and they probably have a nice chunk of supply that they're continuing to dump just because Bitcoin's price action has been shitty? That could be a possibility. But I'll tell you what, you know what I mean? I sold some in here, and I did rebuy some recently. And we're kind of back at these levels where we bounced exactly where we needed to, which was this mid-range. I mean, this is obviously a key area, of doing business. We've seen bounces here before. We've seen rejections here before. So the reaction we got off Caspa, over the weekend, was good. I really do like the push off this mid-range on Caspa, but I mean, it really does have to flip this 17 cents, like this red zone I have here. If we can get back above these highs, of 17 cents, yes, we have the range high here. We have these highs, but I think this is a more important level, these local highs. So if we can get back above 17 cents, with some gusto here, I see no reason why 25 cents isn't still on the table. But like Tucker says, like, is there stuff that can, get you higher returns? Yeah, probably. There probably is. But I mean, does it hurt to have something like this, like a Caspa? You size up in your portfolio, and then you use your smaller bets for those higher returning betas. That's how I play it. But I really do like this move, this bounce we saw. I want to see volume, not much. We're not seeing much volume yet. So I want to see more volume come in down here. But just the fact that we held this level is, that's very good sign of like a healthy, it's a healthy uptrend still, in my opinion. So it remains to be seen. I'm watching this 17 cents level on Caspa, and I'm still a holder. You know what I mean? I'm still a holder. I've basically been holding since 5 cents, so I'm still up pretty large on this position. So I did skim profits, but I'm aiming for at least $1. If this cycle does get going again soon here, I'm eyeing $1 on Caspa. For like a cycle target.
Oh, an entire dollar, Louis. A full dollar for one Caspa, huh? That's aggressive. That's aggressive.
You think that's aggressive?
I don't know if I can.
If we re-enter a bull market, like a true risk-on alt season type of bull market, at the least for assets that trended in 2023. I mean, Caspa did what, like four or five multiples? Maybe not quite that many, but basically
that's
from
like,
the
you go.
But I also feel like if you're breaking out of a structure like this on Caspa, it's probably going to be just as explosive as it was the first time, right?
Yeah.
And what I will say about Caspa that's a feature and a bug, in times of bull trend, it's absolutely a feature, but I mean, it's not as big of a bug as it used to be. I'm talking about like the number of exchanges that list Caspa. It's not as high as a lot of these other VC scams. So the float on it is not quite as high. It's easier to move around when it's trending.
That's true. Let me just look at it real quick.
I mean, look how
I know
long
it has
we hung
Binance
out
now,
here.
so it's a little different than it was.
Well, because and that goes back to its launch. It was a more of a fair launch token, which is kind of why these exchanges don't want to list it, because they don't have a lot of the supply that could just dump on their customers. You know what I mean? And that just goes back to the scammy crypto type of ecosystem that we kind of have to get rid of. And that goes back to that Brett beta play. It's a fair launch token. That's why I like it. Just true to crypto and true to asset launches. It was fairly done. And that kind of gives these projects more of a longer lifespan. But I mean, we've seen something like ADA last cycle went from 5 cents and it ran to $3. Because I was buying ADA at 5 cents. I remember, and that thing ran to $3. So, and that was kind of similar. It was like, it was a larger L1, but it wasn't kind of listed everywhere. Like the VCs didn't get their hands on it early on. So, I mean, I see CAS as a similar play to ADA. So I think actually $1 is, in a real altcoin cycle, I think $1 are kind of conservative. But that's where I would be looking to exit, just because I got in at a good price, but even look how long we hung out down here, in 2023 before, pumping from 5 cents to 15 cents. What is this? July to November. So you could probably like compare this down here to like maybe like a larger version of this up here. So we could see something like that again. As long as this mid-range holds, like as long as 14 cents hold, I see no reason to be, not bullish on Caspa. We start losing 14 cents and start rolling over here, I would agree. I'd be getting out if we lose 14 cents. But above 14, especially this bounce we saw over the weekend, I could see something like this happening. But we got to flip 17. So.
Yeah.
What do you think about Sui here, boys? I saw that. Do you see who the newest ambassador for Sui Network is?
Is it Rob Powell?
No, it's even better. Somehow even better than that.
Somehow even better. Who?
Steve Aoki.
What?
Remember Doodles? Study Doodles.
Dude, study Steve Aoki in any crypto project. What happens?
Wow.
And therefore, I am forced to be a bear on Sui.
Dude, I don't know though. Doodles blew up.
It looks good. Sui looks good.
Do you remember that?
I do. Yeah, I thought about buying one last summer, and then I was like, "Why the hell am I buying this?"
I almost minted one, and I almost minted a bunch, and I didn't. I should have. In 2020.
Show this. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Well, honestly, I was bullish on Sui. I rode Sui from literally November, October of last year, buying in this 56 cent area, ran it all the way to the highs. And this is when I kind of round tripped. I'm going to be totally honest. I round tripped it. I thought this was going to be the run. But, just looking back to last cycle, something like a Sol, which was a top performer in last cycle. And I'm seeing a lot of similarities with Sol to Sui. I mean, look at this just the price action in general. And this Sol price action you're seeing down here, this was the middle of a bull run. So people are like, oh, like, why are alts so bearish here? Like, we're supposed to be in a bull run. Like, Bitcoin's at all-time highs. Like, yeah, but guess what? So is Bitcoin was also doing that here as well. Bitcoin was way above all-time highs. And Sol literally had an 80% drawdown or 60% drawdown for a couple months, in the middle of a bull market before eventually going on a 10x run to the upside. But I mean, look at these, look at the similarities here with Sol and Sui. And I'm comparing Sui to a Sol because it's an L1, it's got that VC money in it, just like Sol did. And we're seeing a lot of the similar price action. We had, you had a run up on Sol beginning half of the cycle, completely retraced most of it. Got a, what was this? A 65% drawdown in the middle of a bull market. Same thing with Sui, high to low, 76, so a little more. But you had the high, you had the run of the high, run of the high, you had your low, and then your kind of two more lows, which eventually led to a 10x to the upside for Sol. And I could see something similar playing out for Sui. And I think the structures look great. As well as, Sui, another thing I want to point out on Sui is the volume. I really like the volume that I'm seeing on Sui. It's indicative of a bottom. Like, look at this volume we're starting to see, in this area. This is what bottoming volume looks like. This is what buyers coming in at the lows and creating a bottom kind of looks like. You see volume like this, similar to how you saw it here, for this run up. You know what I mean? And then you got all this volume. So we're kind of like at the beginning stages of that, in my opinion. So Sui's definitely catching my eye again. If we start to break $1, I'll probably get some exposure, or if I'm not already accumulating in this area. If you get one more dip down here, I'm a buyer as well on Sui. So I'm pretty bullish on it.
How do other modularity coins look like right now? Because I know we were looking at Dime last week and it didn't look that bad, right? I mean, that's relative because it depends on what time frame you're looking at. Obviously, Dime has been in a downtrend since effectively it launched, but is it forming a bottom? Is Sui and I know Sui's not a modular. I mean, it's kind of a modularity coin, right? Like the move. I don't even. If I can't distinguish a difference between the two, I doubt that anybody buying it can really either. So is there a big difference between Sui and modularity? Tell me in the comments. Otherwise, what do some of those modularity charts look like, Louis? Like a TIA, a dimension, for example.
Good question. I still don't know what that means.
I don't know what it means either.
Maybe Wabi.
I think it's just Atom with extra steps, but
jeez, look at this. I should have shorted this. This was a perfect head and shoulders top retest. See you later. Wow.
I remember I was bullish thinking that they could squeeze that at like probably $15. They squeezed it to 20. I thought they would take it to like 30. There was some like Chad Bearwell throughout this entire downtrend on TIA that every time it looked like they were going to squeeze him, he had the upper hand somehow. And so TIA just remained in a downtrend and people kept thinking like, oh, funding's negative on TIA, it's going to squeeze here. And it just never did, man. It just never did. But I was with you on that. That underside retest was very clean after, I mean, textbook head and shoulders, but the underside retest was, I mean, that was a perfect setup.
Right there. That's your perfect entry.
Is this one going to full round trip?
I mean, it kind of already did. I don't know how much lower they could really send this thing. I mean, obviously down here, but I mean, sorry if you guys hear that, but I mean, this is a level you got to get back above. You got to get back above this key level on TIA to have any hope at forming a bottom down here. And like I was mentioning earlier, we're starting to see these divergences on alts. And we're starting to see that here. Like price is making lower lows, right? 1, 2, 3, to the downside. But this is, the RSI is making higher lows to the upside. So like, is this like a massive bull div forming where this thing just starts to squeeze to the upside? Maybe, you know what I mean? It could be. I would wait for confirmation of, at least a reclaim of this, 550 area, this zone here, just to be sure. But I mean, you could see a squeeze. Like a lot of these things will pop off the lows way quicker than people expect, because I'm sure people are sidelined at this point. And they think they're going to have time to buy alts. When these things start popping off the lows, they pop and they pop quick, and then you're chasing.
TIA is especially interesting to me because every single local low that Bitcoin and ETH set, TIA is one of the fastest coins to be bid off the bottom. And then everybody, it's kind of like the same dynamic. Everybody declares it's time to squeeze, and then it just hasn't. And it's been a little bit surprising that it's drilled as deep as it has now without squeezing. And it makes me think, for one, there are probably going to be better modularity coins to invest in, just generally speaking, if you believe in the narrative at all. And you don't have to. I mean, you can definitely like meme coins better than TIA, for example.
Buddy.
I remember when it squeezed the last time back in the beginning of August, we talked about TIA forming that one last low before bottoming. I think it's doing that right now. I'm not sure where it's going to go to, but
what do you think about this chart, though, Tommy? What do you think about this chart?
On Dime, I think it's close.
I think it's close too, man. I do.
I could see a PO3 setup down here on Dime.
A PO3? No.
Yeah, this is what alts do. They consolidate, and then once they've consolidated a little bit, then you typically get that last rate on the lows, and then it's a bottom.
Yeah. I mean, a PO3 from here would be like...
You got to turn log on. You got to turn log on. You got to look for the PO3.
Oh, man.
But Tau just did the same thing, right? Like Tau had a similar setup, and it looks like it's going to make another low.
Tau did have a great setup. No, Tau's bottom, man. This is literally BNB. Like, this is not losing this range. It's not going to happen.
BNB.
Like it's like bull market. This is like its bull market range. Like it's not gonna happen. Up for Tau.
Bit Tensor. Somebody laughed at me for mentioning that coin on the stream the other day. I was talking about AI things to consider buying, or like that I was thinking about buying, and I was like, Tau.
Bit Tensor. The Bit Tensor. Oh man, I don't think the chart looks bad. I think FET looks better though.
Oh yeah, FET.
I saw one of our friends tweeting about FET last night. I know Louis been tweeting about. I don't know if he's been tweeting about it, but he's definitely been posting it in the Discord.
Wait, is that who I was referencing earlier, Tommy?
Who on what?
About FET on the bottom.
If you mentioned it within like the last 12 to 16 hours, we're probably talking about the same guy.
I mentioned it today. I think I saw his tweet yesterday.
Can't get his, but
this.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
I was telling you, Talk, when we were in when we went on our trip, I was like, it's time to get back into AI coins, and you were like, no.
When were we on that trip? We
were sitting in the lobby.
No, but what day?
Oh, the last day
of the month. Okay, so we were in here.
Yeah, we were getting that nice coming to that level.
Well, it still looks good. I think it still looks good here.
Yeah,
I can't believe, dude. I can't believe this thing went to $3. I remember trading it right here.
I do too.
Like leverage scalping, like not buying spot.
We were breakout trading is what we were doing, Tucker.
We were aping on leverage. Yeah. We caught the ETH breakout a long time ago, like perfectly. Where was it? This. I remember this right here. I was punting longs right here. It was great. But yeah, anyway, where were we? FET.
Fetch AI.
Yeah, that's just like a
So
massive
this
weekly
did merge
support.
with Ocean. Like that's done now, right?
Yeah, I remember Ocean from 2020.
Does Ocean still have a coin? It shouldn't.
I don't.
It does.
Yeah.
Oh, it continues to trade under Fetch AI token.
So this is not a real chart, or what?
Yes, the CoinGecko note's kind of funny. Listen to this. Ocean Protocol, Fetch AI, and Singularity Net unite to form artificial superintelligence through a token and continue to trade under the Fetch token. Artificial
Super.
superintelligence. That's the fundamental utility for Fetch.
Wow.
How does render look relative to those? Because I know like something like Super Microcomputer over in Equity Land is beyond cooked for the AI trade, but Nvidia could still be fine, right?
Man, this really.
This got wrecked.
I mean, it looks like ETH, obviously, right? It looks identical to ETH, but
I'd say FET looks better.
I'd say FET looks better too.
Oh, I thought you were saying than ETH, and I was going to say I agree, but I think both.
Oh,
statements
that
are
too. That too.
Oh, this looks like ETH, but no, FET looks better than render. This is what we should do.
There you go. There you go. Let's use our skills.
This is all you need right here. FET versus render. Are we bullish or bearish on this?
That looks pretty bold up to me.
Yeah, it does.
Looks like
Yeah,
it's
it
about to
does.
undergo a new cycle.
Should I buy some FET, man? God, I just can't. Utility. Oh,
Wait, let me see what the
oh
FDV
man.
and the market cap of Fetch AI are for you.
Probably horrendous. That's the problem. That's the problem.
Like,
Every time I get excited about some new crypto utility innovation, it's just $10 billion FDV, 10% circulating. We're gonna
It's
dump on
only
you for the next 3 years. Huh?
It's 3.5.
What's the circ?
The circ is it's basically fully diluted. So
Okay.
Study.
How fully diluted? Like 90%?
it's fully it's like fully diluted.
Study super intelligence.
Hang on.
It's Artificial Superintelligence Alliance. Guys.
How could you not buy that?
The last word.
Alliance. Just a lot of flashy words.
Vesting. There is no vesting.
Okay. Yeah, literally, it's buzzword AI is what I'm going to call it now.
Yeah.
3.5 bill FDV. What's the price of FET right now?
$1.27.
God, it's above $1. Jesus Christ.
You know what this chart kind of reminds me of is CFX.
Yeah.
Yeah, CFX is kind of what that reminds me of. And CFX did not bounce. Well, I guess it made a new high, but it didn't really come back. It came back, but like I didn't even know it made a new high. I doubt most.
You mean it's like here?
No, I mean it's like somewhere in there, yeah.
And then boom. Yeah. It's just so hard to justify buying a 3.5 bill FTV coin because it's like, what, you need a 10x to $12 FET. That's 30 bill. I guess, you know.
It's the reason meme coins
eyes into them. That's the problem. Huh?
I mean, there's a reason that meme coins have done so well this cycle, and it's not just like meme coin super cycle. Yeah, it's like you have way more supply on these VC scams and at a way higher valuation. So for people like us, who we are objectively retail, right? Like we are, for us to achieve life-changing gains in crypto, we're looking for multiples, and the general market's smartened up to the point. At least that to me could also be a sign that we're very early cycle as well. To the fact that you can't return as many multiples on high FTV, on high market cap. meme coins not only have significantly less supply to chew through when you're pumping, but they're probably not going to bite you on the way down like a lot of these VC tokens.
Wait, okay, think about it this way. I agree. Think about it this way. If FET is fully diluted, it's basically Pepe right here, right? They're both about $3 billion, fully
What do you
diluted.
think is gonna pump harder?
Huh?
Pump. What do you think is going to pump harder if we go up from here? It's
It
probably Pepe.
depends. It literally, I mean,
Super Intelligence Alliance.
probably Pepe like at first, but you know, that's what I've been saying is like we need the narrative to come back that we have life-changing tech in this industry. You know what I mean? Like we have world-changing tech, and that FET is world-changing tech, you know. And if that's the AI crypto narrative comes back, which I think it will, it's probably going to pump harder than Pepe.
I agree exactly with what you just said. From like, we need life-changing tech and the promise of it as well. I've been thinking about this. I feel like that tech isn't going to be like, we'll just slap a label on it and it's clearly life-changing tech, because I don't think people are buying based off that anymore, unless we do, you know, enter a right, because you have like these 3, 4, 5 month bullish cycles where pretty much everything gets bid, liquidity comes in the space, and even VC scams will rip multiples. But I don't know that you can slap a label on a lot of these assets and just say, hey, this is going to change your life, buy it. And people will buy it, because I don't know that people have as much money as they did a few years ago, which is another reason why like people are gambling on meme coins for multiples. But I think what's going to bring people to utility tokens is not going to be like, they're not going to just be explicitly labeled utility tokens by VCs. They're going to be apps and projects that actually incur organic usage consistently. Because when we're using these things, like I said, organically all the time, that obviously accrues value back to the token. You don't have to convince somebody why you should be buying something, right? Like, oh yeah, you should buy it because the number will go up, is basically what you're saying. But if you can, for example, like Hyperliquid, I am going to show my bag here. You know, if there's a way that they end up accruing value back to that token, and you need the token to be able to use the platform, and you love trading perps, it's like, okay, that's a no-brainer value accrual back to Hyperliquid token. But like, yeah, you should buy Arbitrum token because, you know, it's a chain and it's the next Ethereum. But oh wait, it's already what, like 10 or 20 billion FDV. I don't know. I think that's, at least you need more participants then to buy that dream, because the current ones they're not going to go for it. They've already seen that song and dance. You need new liquidity.
I mean, I agree. I also have to convince, like, one of my buddies, he was like, he loaded up a Robinhood the other day, and he's like, all right, what should I buy? I'm trying to buy some Pepe. And I'm like, can't do it there, brother. And so I was like, buy some ETH, make a MetaMask. You know, it's kind of a nightmare to get on chain low key. And I mean, Coinbase is helping, but I was like, he had like a few grand, right? It wasn't a ton of money. And I was like, all right, what am I going to put this guy in where he can print? He doesn't care if it goes to zero, best RR. You know, I'm not going to tell him anything on Robinhood, right? On Robinhood, you got Litecoin, Uniswap, Chainlink. You got 2021 Dino coins, and then Bitcoin and ETH, right? Like, so I was like, all right, you got to get on chain. So I get him on chain. He's on MetaMask. And I'm like, all right, you're going to full port Landwolf right here. He's like, what in the Christ is Landwolf? And I was like, let me tell you, brother. Let me tell you about Landwolf. Like, I had to explain shit to him also, you know. So somewhat similar, like, you know, I had to explain what the meme, not what the meme was, but like what the thesis is, right? So like the fact that you got to explain it to people is unfortunate, right? But I don't know, because the meme thesis is super crypto native, right? Like,
It's,
yeah, like it's
and
very
I think
creative.
like people understand it without there needing to be a narrative, right? Like people gamble on meme coins to make it. Some feel that's their only way to make it. Most sticky capital, or at least the capital that's not going to like blow itself up in a day gambling on meme coins, does want some fundamental narratives to invest in. Like if you just tell them, yeah, invest in it because number goes up. Like I tell that to my brother, for example. He doesn't really have any interest because of the fact that crypto has proven itself to be so risky and cyclical drawdowns. So you do kind of need some semblance of, what's the word I'm looking for, of sophistication. Like build a real product, because it's easy for me and you and everybody here to talk about like this asset's probably going to go up the most because it's low float, it's a good meme, et cetera, et cetera. But most people aren't really gonna. A lot of people think with a lot more logic from an investing
Yeah.
standpoint. Maybe they shouldn't.
They shouldn't.
But
They
yeah,
don't know how to turn off their brains, Tommy.
See, the thing is with me is like I wouldn't like getting someone into crypto off the bat. I wouldn't be like, yeah, go invest in Land Wolf. You know what I mean? Because then
I
they
would.
I know I see that, but because like these things can nuke 25% in a day, and like then they're like, what the fuck? And then like then like, crypto's like stupid. I'm never doing this again. Versus put them in something that's somewhat stable, like a higher cap that can do a 2 to 10x or a 12x. They're ecstatic, and then they go down the rabbit hole. You know what I mean, with their profits. That's how I would.
Well, if it was like
more
my
stable.
uncle or somebody, right? Like if it was
Yeah.
like, so it's totally age dependent, right? Like
I
my
mean, this is
buddy,
a good spot to do it.
yeah, this is like, I mean, like look at this chart. Like
Sure.
you show this chart to somebody who doesn't know what this is, and they're probably not going to want to bid, honestly.
Yeah.
Like they're going to be like, "What is that?" And like anybody in crypto's like, "That's floored out, man.
Yeah.
Like that's bottom."
Yeah.
You know, I don't know.
Fantastic. Give me 14 more.
The last time I shilled a fundamental, what I thought was a fundamental play in crypto to a friend. If Max was here, he'd be laughing because he knows the ticker. But I don't know if Tucker might know the ticker. This is back when I was in like my first crypto cycle, fanboying for a sub $100 million market cap shitcoin, thinking I was going to make it off of it. I made a lot of money off of it, to be fair. And I did, and then I didn't. And here's the funny part of the story, because I told my friend, I'm like, yeah, this thing, I've been in it since like 5 cents.
I know what it is.
It's up to like 80 cents. They're launching their huge product here in a few weeks. The run up should keep pumping it, and then we're supposed to get huge rewards because they were supposed to be like, I think 500 or 600% APY the first day or something from the protocol. And my delusional moon boy self didn't immediately equate like, oh yeah, that's sell pressure. But yeah, I told him about it. He pulls a 3x on it, so a good amount. And this is also why I don't feel bad that he didn't take profit. But 2 weeks later, it's now 95%, man. It didn't run like, it wasn't an explicit hard rug, but it sure felt like it, man. It sure felt like it. They launched their product like 20 to 30 minutes late, and then all of a sudden somebody just started nuking the chart, man. Like it was at $1.80, $1.90, and then it was down to 50 cents within 15 minutes. And I'm like, damn, I just watched the money that I had evaporate in seconds. And of course, I mean, at that point, he was down 50% when I had told him. I thought he had a good entry, and then within a day, he's down like 50%. And it kind of is a bit like a baptism, but it's just funny for me to recall that story. Like, hey, yeah, I told a friend about a utility coin once. He doesn't really talk to me anymore, but oh well. He only really talked to me because he knew I was in crypto.
Utility. I mean, utility is kind of a meme at that. Not like it's a meme, but it's kind of like a joke. But it's more or less like market cap. That can like give you some cushion. But I mean, we have large market cap tokens that nuke too all the time, but they nuke slower than, let's say, like 100 market cap coin. That's kind of really what it comes down to. But guys, let's get the likes up here. Where I don't
Mhm.
want to do soybeans the last 10 minutes of the show.
How does it look?
You know,
Can I guess?
last I looked, it was under 200.
I was gonna guess like 140.
Nah, it's a little higher than that, but
Oh, it's 181. Nice.
they're starting to panic. Like,
Good stuff, guys. Keep smashing that like button. We are about 18 likes away from 200. We have 250 of you watching live. I'm sure some of you on Twitter as well. Well, x.com now. But if you could smash the like button for us, we would be very, very grateful as we come into the closing minutes of the show. Is there anything else that you guys want to look at or that the audience wants to look at here before we wrap up?
That I want to look. I'm just drawing fibs on Wolf, man.
No, I know. Tucker's Bob Ross.
Yeah.
I like the Stegosaurus one the best.
That was good. That was alpha. You don't get that anywhere else, guys.
What does PopCap look like, actually? I know Dorito wants to look at Flog.
I'll pull up Flog and PopCat.
What's the market cap of Flog, by the way? Is it like 100 mil?
Study 750 mil Wolf incoming. Study that. All right. Let's do Flog.
Zeros you have in there.
Huh?
I do actually have
I've
to
never
run
seen it multiplied by like a quadrillion.
That's how you get market cap, baby. That's how you get market cap. Study Flog.
You guys close it out. I have to run. My son's got a doctor's appointment. So
okay.
I will catch you guys later. Thanks for coming out, guys. Pump the likes until the end of the show, please. We dropped some alpha today. We're out here every day doing these videos for you guys. And I'll talk to you boys later on the afternoon call.
See you, Louis. Flog and log. Don't say it. Don't make it. Flog on log. 280 mil. First target. Let's actually let's reverse this. Yeah, that's the swing low.
The boomer mind can't possibly comprehend charting Flog on TradingView.
The boomer mind can't comprehend Flog on log. They can't do it. Let's do this is the watch that. What is that? 280 mil at 360 mil. Woo! You guys are lucky. Muted myself before I sneezed.
You know the trick to avoid sneezing, right?
What? Keep your eyes open.
You just start saying octopus.
What?
I'm dead serious.
That's not real. That's
yes,
cat.
It is. It's as real as dinosaurs, Tucker. And next time,
so it's not real then. Oh no.
Next time you are thinking about sneezing, this is true for the audience as well. Just start saying octopus. You'll probably prevent yourself from sneezing, at least for a little bit.
Say octopus over and over and over again.
I'm like octopus. I don't know why it works. It does.
I'll try it. I'll try it next time.
Would I lie about that?
No, you would not. This is the cat that pops. Okay. I don't even know what these lines are drawn from, but that's log. Do we need log? This is the MEXC chart. Is there a radium chart?
I just use them.
Yeah, boom. There she is. That's the most data. March. Yeah. Wait, no, that can't be the most data. Because we were trading this thing. Maybe it was. All right, that's fine. I mean, what do you? I don't know.
I mean,
it's a chop fest. I mean, it kind of is like
it's vertical accumulation if majors break up here, and generational distribution if they don't.
Yeah, agree.
It kind of reminds me of Near a little bit from last cycle, with how like the
Near?
high time. Yeah, like if you look at the Near chart from the end of, I think it was the end of 2021, it just had like this super funky looking high time frame price action.
This?
Yeah, a little bit.
It's over.
But I don't know that I'm quite that bearish on PopCat.
No, I'm not. I think cat coins do well. I don't own any PopCat. I don't have any FWOG.
You have Mog?
No.
Oh, man. Yeah, you've avoided some pain then.
I have avoided some pain, yeah. I have, but
I know they tried to make Simon's Cat on Binance Smart Chain a thing. I'm sure that chart's zeroed out now.
I'm sure that chart is at 0, yeah.
I thought that was such a stupid narrative. Simon's Cat. Actually, the chart doesn't look that bad.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, there's just like, it's not up that much, but it's not down either. It kind of reminds me of Per, actually.
What do you make of this?
I mean, the chart looks bullish. I have no idea what it is.
It's called Night Feeder, Tommy.
I mean, I can read. I just don't know what it is.
I don't either. Somebody in the chat wanted it.
Well, the chart looks bullish. There are a lot of charts that look floored where they just need a bid.
No,
I just don't know where the bids
don't
come
make
from.
me look at Hua. What? This is
Is it that dog beta?
This is a meme coin on something in the Cosmos ecosystem.
What?
Yeah, man,
People
it's good.
are trading there still?
Yeah.
Rumor has it you're getting filled in the order books by a literal ghost.
Yeah. No.
The ghost of dreamers past. Osmosis. Yeah, man. Wow.
It's on
I never
Osmosis.
bridged the Cosmos. I never bridged the Cosmos. I was too lazy to try and figure it out. And it's one of those things where like
terrible. Tommy, it's literally terrible.
I bet.
Like I've never had a worse experience trying to like swap.
I used Rune or like Thor Chain or whatever was kind of a pain in the butt too, but we need to make being early to on-chain opportunities great again. That was one of my favorite parts about the 2021 cycle, is that literally just being early and willing to go to a chain, you'd have free money presented to you. And now it's like you can't even, if you're buying anything not on, basically anything not on Sol, even like ETH to an extent, you're getting wrecked.
Tron wrecked, Ton wrecked, Cosmos wrecked. Like
Sui say wrecked.
Sui say
my say-in bag.
You still have that?
I think I have some dust.
Dude, I saw that so long ago.
It's like one of those things you forget you have. And then you come back to it and you're like, well, that was about 95% higher when I looked at it the last time.
Yeah.
Degen chain, yeah, that's another good one.
Oh boy, I had some
fun.
Tommy,
Degen chain so bad when it was popping off.
Dude, it was popping. I had a good time for like one full weekend. Okay, I had a good time, and then it was over. I actually made some money. I pulled some out before they like turned it off or whatever, but I also left a bunch of money on there, and it's cooked. The ticker was Degen J Trump, by the way. They zeroed it out. Tommy, I wonder if I can Share this. Yeah, I'm gonna share this. Hold up. Study this. It's time. It's time, Tommy. It's time.
I'm ready to be heard again.
Same.
I'm ready to be heard again.
Oh man, I spent way too much on some of these. Oh jeez.
Yeah,
It's looking prime, bro.
If these don't come back, this was my round trip of the cycle.
Same. I don't know. I like it.
Those wicks, man. My God.
Well, you gotta ignore that. You gotta ignore that. Yeah, it's time, baby. It's time. You get above here. You're good. You're good to go. Back above 0.1. Rocket ship. This should make you bullish on Bitcoin, Tommy. This should absolutely make you bullish on Bitcoin right here.
It reminds me of when I was hoping they'd be bottomed at like 0.12.
What, this?
They weren't.
You're not gonna get that twice, though. They won't give it to you twice. They won't give you this twice. No shot.
How many? Look at the activity. How much buying has actually taken place over the last few days?
I don't.
Decent amount.
One just got bought. I mean, there's volume. How do I turn volume on this chart, though?
Indicators, probably. It's not a true bull unless you round trip 6 pigs of JPEGs. That's real.
That's true.
Oh, I hate how real that is. Still love the puppets, though. I wore my puppet shirt the other day.
Did you? Good.
I did.
How do I make the volume not terrible? It's cooked. I see it down here, but you can't even.
Put it on mod.
No.
Well, might be SOL.
Yeah.
The chat says KeyCat is bottoming. I think that's a good ticker to wrap the stream up on.
KeyCat is bottoming, guys.
KeyCat's bottomless.
Oh, bottomless. Yeah.
I actually am not surprised that it's bottoming, though, potentially. But I wouldn't buy it. Still, I need more. That's a ugly looking chart.
Wow. What is this? Is that 3 mil? Is that what that is? Hang on.
7.
It's a 7. Okay, wow.
Man, KeyCat's down horrendous.
Yeah, it is.
That's sad, man. Shocker, the Ansem cat play of the cycle went to 0.
The Ansem cat play of the cycle. Yeah.
God. I mean, basically every call Ansem had outside of Whiff and Soul has been pretty
0. Yeah.
Lunk thoughts. I would not buy Lunk. I could be persuaded to buy Luna 2. Not TOO, but Luna 2, the number. Just from some pattern recognition I see on it. But I'm really not a willing buyer at these prices still. I know it's at 38 cents, but it's Luna.
Oh, wait, no, this is not. That's Luna, isn't it?
This is the right chart.
Is it?
Yeah.
What?
I think it's bottomed, or just about bottomed, but
no,
if
this
it's
is
going to come back, I have a plan for it. Not that I'm just going to be, accumulating spot on this coin.
Did they combine the Lunk and... Because what?
Yes. They combine the charts because the Lunk is the old Luna.
I own some Lunk, man.
The market cap of this is adjusted now. I think it's only like $1 billion, which is really funny because it's down a shit ton and it's still worth that much.
TO3, send it. Yeah. Actually,
I could be persuaded to buy this coin, but again, I'm not a buyer at these prices. Definitely not.
No. No.
But I've talked about this with Max and Tucker before. I fully believe that if you have spare capital, like FTT and Luna will probably come back to some degree. It's probably going to be a free trade. It's just, you know, how much opportunity cost are you willing to give up having that capital in those coins?
Oh, wow.
That's floored. That's floored.
Yeah.
That actually looks like it's about to rip really hard.
Yeah, it does. I see it. Oh, jeez. I hate that I see that too.
I bet Sol FTT pair is topping out. The true Sam pair.
Oh, wow. It's cooked. That pair is cooked.
That reminds me of BNB in May of 2021. It's about to giga nuke. So either FTT is about to rip or Sol's about to dump.
Steady.
I bought $100 worth of Lunk hoping it'd V out and make me a trillionaire. Well, sometimes we take calculated risks, my brother. But sometimes we are very bad at math. I have a little funny story about the Luna crash. I just wanted to gamble. I think I threw like $1,000 or something like that on. It was probably like 5x. It couldn't have been super high leverage because the volatility was crazy. But I remember. Hold on, guys. Okay, sorry. Yeah, no, I just remembered I threw probably like $1,000 on 7 or 8x leverage. And I was like, gamble. And 5 minutes later, liquidation email.
Dude,
I was trying to
BNB's about to rip face, man.
out a little bit of value and still like the trade went to zero.
Tommy, do you see this right now?
Yes. You know I'm a BNB bull.
That's crazy. That's literally crazy.
Volatility incoming. But I think that's a good spot to close the show, guys. BNB against Sol. CZ is getting ready to get out of prison. Sam is not. What more needs to be said about the pair? But from a technical standpoint, I think they probably reflect more or less, you know, that BNB looks stronger as well, but or will look stronger. Regardless, though, that concludes today's show. Let's see if we hit 200 likes. Please tell me we hit 200, boys. We hit 211 likes. Thank you guys, as always, for your support. Before we can officially wrap up the stream, I'm going to run through a few things for you guys. A reminder that we have launched our official hedge fund, BB Wealth Management. That is SEC registered and, of course, focuses on digital assets in a way that looks to capture their asymmetric history for upside returns while also balancing the while balancing the risk posed in any financial market. So becoming an LP or accredited investor is something that interests you. Just shoot us an email. We will get back to you as quickly as we can and hopefully answer any and all of your questions that you might have about us as a fund. Of course, we also have the BB Academy, guys, which has been out for, I believe, about 5 or 6 months now. Hopefully you've been studying up in this chop. Some of you have, because we've gotten some phenomenal feedback from you already. It is invaluable to be able to learn from so many different traders who approach the market in stylistically very different ways. So whether or not you are looking to hone your educational base or reach trading mastery, I think there's a spot in the BB Academy for you. And for my money, you're probably not going to find a better course as far as, you know, the diversity of skill sets and the different ways that you can really learn this material. For my money is the best that you'll be able to find. Of course, we also have the BB terminal launching this week, guys. It is live on our website. We are going to continue to make it the best possible product on the market and keep shipping for you guys. But the BB terminal is available currently on our website. So make sure to check out that as well. We are so excited to finally bring that to you. And of course, like I said, we are going to continue to work and making that the best trading product that you could possibly find in any market. So stay tuned for that. But if it interests you to become a owner of this product, just check out our website. Our Twitter as well has communicated it. So don't forget our programming though either, guys, because Market Check will be live tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We love cooking for you guys, talking charts, markets, and everything in between. So 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Remember, whenever the New York Stock Exchange is open, of course. Don't forget about Wabi's show either, Market Talk. That is a Twitter space hosted by Because Bitcoin X. I keep saying Twitter, the X.com account. Wabi does a great job with some great guests on. And the flavor of the conversation is always going to be very much determined by, who those guests on. So it can be anything from macro to crypto, shitcoins, meme coins, everything in between. So make sure to tune in for that show as well. But that's it from us, guys. Thank you, as always, for tuning in. We hope that you enjoyed the show today. And as always, guys, stay safe. See you tomorrow.